So this is the SuperWave. It's a 5/8, and the first thing that it's really exciting about the wave boards at Reedin is that we get to make them by actual surfers and kite surfers in Portugal in an awesome factory that's really high tech. The board, starts with a core. We use the core called XPS. It's a high density core that doesn't actually take on water. So if you have a crack on the board, which most likely you won't even get because I'm going to explain you after why those boards don't crack, but it doesn't even take on water. So the core is high density, has a U stringer inside, so it's a channel that's embedded inside the core. And that core is awesome for two reasons. First of all, it won't break. If you try to break it, even without the resin, it's really hard to break. And then it won't dent. It's really strong, at impact and pressure dents. So, I mean, eventually, maybe you will see some little pressure dent, but it's really unlikely. And then once we have that core, we shape it, and then it's shaped on the machine. It's really precise. So then it's hand finished, but it's very slight hand finish. So the boards are very consistent from one board to another. And again, because the guys making the boards are actual surfers, if there's anything wrong, they're gonna see it right away and they're gonna either fix it or, take it out of the board. So that's really awesome. There's a level of quality that it's hard to reach anywhere else in the world just because those guys love what they're doing. And then the construction we use is infused Sorex sandwich. And what I mean when I say infused, it means that instead of being a wet laminate where you put your fiberglass on the board and then you put your wet resin and you spread it apart, we infuse the resin into the fiber and the Sorex material. So we control exactly the exact quantity of resin that goes into the material, which means we are exactly where the material was meant to be to get its perfect maximum strength. So we have maximum strength on those material. So there's fiberglass, but there's also, you can see on the deck, there's that material that has like a little honeycomb look. That's the Sorex. And the Sorex is awesome because it is, once it gets infused with the resin, it gets really strong for impact. So on top of having a very strong core, we also have a very strong skin on the deck where your feet are hurting all the time. And you can see, you can punch the board, you can push it with your fingers. The thing is stiff, it won't break, it won't really dent. Also, the beauty of the infusing the board is there's more layer of fiber on the rails and on the tail. It's all in a bag when it gets infused, so there's no junction of fiberglass that would be any weak. So we actually have the tail, the nose, and the rails are actually stronger. So if you drop your board, you don't have to worry as much as a regular board. So the boards are a lot stronger. And at the end of the day, you get a board that has the flex pattern of a high performance surfboard, but it's as strong as what a hardcore kiter needs, which means high jumps, strong landing, fast riding, lots of pressure on the feet all session long, which a surfer never does as much. So that combination with the shape we have make for like the best boards you can get. The shape here is, that's the SuperWave 5/8. It's a bladey shape that is very surf inspired, which means you can put a lot of pressure on your feet and you get a great response, but you get a lot of grip on your bottom turns. And then because there's quite some good amount of rocker in the tail, you can do some really sharp turns, like Kevin does, full speed. And it handles the size and the speed. That's the difference between a kiteboard and a surfboard. We get to go even faster than surfers, so it handles the speed thanks to a rocker that's a little different, rails are a little thinner than a regular surfboard, because we get so much more speed that the bigger rails actually kind of overpower you. So this board is surf inspired but designed for kiting, and that makes it an awesome board for someone that's going to be dedicated to wave riding on good waves or high speed.